It's the internet.
Is it?
Mine's been running slow.
It'll take me another 10 minutes to get out of the boat.
Right, I've got 10 o'clock, we'll go ahead and get started.
President, thank you so much this meeting today. We ask you to bless this meeting and the decisions made here in closing of the meeting. We also ask you to send us much needed rain. We're extremely dry. And we'll ask you to go with each and every family represented in this courtroom today, keep them safe without harm's way. In your precious and holy name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Okay, at this time, any person with business before the court not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the court. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. Everybody's here for the agenda. Great. All right, presentation and discussion with department head committee and board reports. We have a report from the youth center. Traffic. From the roadworks. Everybody. I guess stock shows are over now.
Yes.
Somewhere, a lot of money was donated.
I did a good job.
$500,000 something.
Great.
Well, that's good.
That's good. EMS report. Any thoughts or discussions on any of these reports? Jason, I've been listening to the dispatching. Y'all are busy.
Yeah, we ran 20 calls in the last 48 hours, so the crew, we didn't get station duties done, but we got all the calls ran, so yeah, it's been busy. But we're averaging 8 to 9 right now.
Yeah, you're one right after the other.
Yep.
Okay, court to consider approval of previous court minutes. On I saw one thing on the first one, for 28th day of December 21. It said Jason Keller was opposed to the relocation of health unit to 37th, and I verified with him that wasn't accurate. He was suggesting contacting Textron about crosswalks and traffic. That was
Okay.
Any other corrections or changes on those? I'll make a motion to approve those with changes.
So,
All in favor? We're to discuss and consider increasing project schedule and staffing. Anything y'all need got going on with staffing projects? Anything?
I went by there yesterday and thought, my gosh, you could do this out there. That's a big old one.
Yeah, putting in that new irrigation system. Yeah, hopefully they'll finish that before too long. All right, court to consider accepting donations to county entities. And, Senior Center, $675 and $1,382. And then $30,000 from an anonymous donor for the golf course for irrigation.
make a motion to accept the donations to county entities as presented.
Second.
All in favor? All right, court to discuss and consider setting a date for a public hearing to designate approximately 160 acres located near the intersection of Camp Springs Road and County Road 1113 in Scurry County, Texas, as the Scurry County Camp Springs Road #1 reinvestment zone, and authorizing the publication thereof for a public hearing to be held on May 3rd, 2022. Said zone is described as all the northwest quarter of section number 15 in block 3, H&TC Railroad Company Survey, Scurry County, Texas, and authorization of notification to other taxing entities. So we have their application.
Motion to set the public hearing date for May 3rd, 2022.
All in favor? Court is to discuss and consider the tax abatement application of Cross Trails Energy Storage Project LLC, including terms and conditions of any proposed abatement agreement, and authorize notice to be published and provided to other taxing entities, and setting a date for the public hearing on the proposed abatement agreement, June 7th.
I make a motion that we whatever that said.
Judge, prior to you voting on that motion, typically, I don't mean to interrupt, but typically the court will go ahead and discuss potential terms and conditions of an abatement agreement, at least to get a tentative agreement to those other entities as soon as possible. So if we're going to do that, I don't know what terms and conditions to put in that notice that we send to them. So typically the court will go ahead and discuss tentative terms of that potential agreement at this stage.
Okay.
We need a motion to discuss it.
We can just discuss it. And then
Okay. So we're gonna need a motion to that.
we will after we
You're right.
set that.
Okay.
So what, where are we gonna set it at? What are we looking at? What was it, 5?
I think they requested a 10-year,
100%.
100% with a payment in lieu of a certain amount. I have to go back and look.
The payments would be $33,120. And it's per year for 10 years, a total of $331,200. And I was trying to figure out that math.
That $552 per megawatt, I think, is what their schedule that's attached to their abatement request was, Judge.
Okay.
as
Yeah.
compared to KCE, which was a year or two ago, I think their pilot was 510 per megawatt that the court approved just for informational purposes.
So on their own, they're requesting, or they're doing a higher percentage than KCE, our last one. Any thoughts or discussion on that?
I think it's a good thing for Scurry County.
There have been some questions come up, but we can address those questions at the public hearings. As far as the facility itself. And the school district, did you see, and of course, we don't have to make a decision on that, that's not, but the school would get $4,075,500 over the 10 years that facility was in place.
Well, is there, just for greens, is there any way, I know they requested 100%, but any way we could see if they'd go for 80, just for talking purposes?
It's up to y'all. That's a court, that's a decision of the court. You should make that. If you want to negotiate with them, that's completely up to the discretion of the Commissioners Court.
It doesn't hurt to ask, once those money.
That's true.
What do y'all think? That's just my thoughts.
With the same,
Same 10 years, except 80% instead of 100.
with the same pilot amount. Okay, yeah, we can present that to them.
I mean, hurt to ask.
You don't ask for it.
Anything else we want to discuss on that? Any other conditions or terms?
That's my big concern is 1%.
Are there any other terms that we need to think about?
Those are the main ones. We need to get that done fairly quickly so I can send notice to the other taxing entities of what the proposed agreement is.
Mhm.
There's no sense in me sending it out if it's not going to work. So whoever on the Commissioners Court is going to negotiate with Cross Trails, whatever the company name is, needs to get that done fairly quickly because you're talking about having your public hearing on June the 7th. And that has to be posted at least 30 days ahead of time. So that gives us roughly 2-3 weeks to get tentative terms out to the other taxing entities.
I'll make a motion that we give you the authority to deal with things on the terms.
If they say no,
Does that mean? Does that mean?
is that gonna scale the deal or go back to the 100%?
We never gotta go back to 100% because it's still not in Scurry County. It's not as much.
Now try for 90 if they won't go for 80.
Okay, all right, just verify. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Court to discuss and consider abandoning a portion of Duval Street in the original town of Hermley as shown on the attached survey. I don't know much about this one. Do you know anything about him?
Oh, it's just, Duval Street has never been
Mhm.
in so, it's, they got it all for me,
Mhm. Okay,
do that,
one of those roads that was platted but put in place.
planted in 1907.
No, nobody uses it to
Nobody.
flag belt or anything.
No.
We had our survey, so it screwed everybody else up too. So, to make it right for us and the neighbor.
Yeah.
Right next to us, the Sanchez.
Not you, just
It's the only part we could see that has not been closed all the way down. Or abandoned, or whatever you want to call
I make
It's
a
never
motion that
been
we,
used, it's in cultivation.
okay, make a motion that we, abandon portion of Duval Street and use the town foundation on the attached site.
so
All in favor? Court oh my goodness. Court to discuss and consider the retirement resignation of Parks Department Director Larry Thompson effective April 30th, 2022, and naming of an interim park director. Further discuss the timeline for posting of job description and accepting of applications, timeline for conducting interviews and matters related thereto. So, congratulations, Larry.
Thank you. It's been a privilege.
I didn't know you could say it here.
He's hiding in the corner.
Yes, he is. He does that a lot.
He does.
It's my spot.
didn't think about it for a while.
Accepting his resignation?
Yeah.
I bet he's out the door. April 30th.
Yeah, reckon.
We have to go before then.
Make a motion to accept Larry Thompson's resignation from the Parks Department after many years of Scurry.
How many years?
38.
38.
That's
All
it.
apart.
Not all in the parks.
He was juvenile probation for a while.
So a motion is second. All in favor of accepting Larry's resignation and retirement? All right, so, name an interim park director. Thoughts?
My thought would be to go with Lance Smith. He's trained in that spot. He's been doing it. I've been on vacation and sick leave for the last 7 weeks, and he's been calling the shots with me looking over his shoulder. I think he's an excellent young man, and it's going to take the park in a good direction.
it. You gotta get rid of all the people that work there?
No,
Thoughts? Well, I make a
no.
motion-
Barely the ducks alone.
I make a
Ducks
motion
came
that
back.
we name Lance.
Hey, Easter's over, there'll be more.
Lance Smith as interim park director.
All in favor? Yeah, I agree. It's done a great job. the last few weeks. All right, further discuss the timeline for posting a job description, accepting of applications, timeline for conducting interviews and matters related thereto. So, let's see. Let me turn to my other calendar. Our next meeting is May 3rd. It's a little quick. I would say, post immediately, accept applications. In the next couple of weeks. And look at May 17th to do interviews. You all okay with that?
I'm good with it.
That'll be a motion.
Make a motion to go out for applications for Parks Director. And that's 2 weeks. About 10 years, May 17th.
Court to consider approval of treasurer's first quarterly report. How are you, Amanda?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
On the quarterly reports, interest rates are starting to increase.
little bit.
little bit. The treasurer report, there's a slight increase in the cash. And then the personnel report, there are quite a few, personnel changes. HR has been super busy. If y'all have any questions, you can email Kirsten. She is at conference this week.
I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, I'll just direct you to her.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer monthly report.
Order.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Well, we need to do those all three, quarterly, monthly, and personnel.
Sorry, I just figured I'd tell you all.
All right. So, motion for all three,
Yes.
is there a second?
Yes.
All in favor? Fourth, consider certification of additional revenues in the form of a donation for irrigation at the golf course. What is that, $30,000?
Motion to receive the additional revenues, amount of $30,000.
Fourth, consider certification of additional revenues in the form of supplement payment for MVD supplement claim on ambulance damage. That's $3,156.36.
Which was an additional claim on one of the ambulances that had damage that they found once they got it back.
Certify the additional revenues from the supplemental claim tax for the claim on ambulance.
All in favor? Or to consider certification of additional revenues in the form of grant funds from RAC B, $12,809. Is that right?
Yes, these were funds, where did we get?
Right.
Most of Tyler, got from right B.
Oh, yeah.
$12,809.
The
And
county
there is a
knows.
budget amendment. Once you come to put that in there too.
Motion to certify the additional revenues from the grant funds from RAC B.
Second.
All in favor? Line item transfers and budget amendments.
There's one line item transfer and a couple of budget amendments. The line item transfer is the court reporter, education and training, 120 out of office supplies. He had to recertify on his stenography class or whatever that's called that he does. And he didn't have enough in there, and he can do this year. That's the only line item transfer. You want me to go ahead and do the budget amendment?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Budget amendment for the golf course. This is to put funds in the faucet irrigation lines. Part of this was remaining from last year, and then the additional 30,000 that we just accepted earlier, so 91,321.92. This is all donations in from the public for the replacement of the irrigation lines.
Okay.
The next one is EMS vehicle expense, the one that we just certified, the 3,156.36. And then this one is the, also EMS equipment, 1,000 to 5,000, the one that we just certified as well for RAC B, and this is to buy, IV pumps.
Yes.
I make a motion that we accept the line item transfers and budget amendments.
All in favor? Okay. Accounts payable.
Accounts payable is 710,930.84.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor? One thing left.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
I memorized it. Right. Double check it.
Minutes.
He's in Mexico right now, and then hopefully we get 2 weeks from me. I was like, yeah, it's off.
Yeah, he said he was busy. He said he was busy, but he could get to it. But he had some really good ideas. Get it done. Very good, sir. Yeah. I told him what I wanted. And the only reason he was doing it was because of you. Oh. Because he was so piled up.
Let's go, Cody. See ya. Doing well. Good. Very good. Taking care of it.
He's working on it. He's working on it. Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. You,
Very good.
you ought to go up and take a peek when he's done.
Yeah, well.
Oh, my goodness.
Can't see me.
That one's gonna be what?
This one's gotta be fixed, so I'll get Randy to fix that. and
Okay.
Bring it around to get signatures.
We're ready to go. She should pass some stuff around.
Well, I was gonna be gone today, but, or this week. But I'm here.
No.
I think that's it. I don't know what order this is supposed to be in. I got a mess.
It'll be all right.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it, 'cause I don't know.
All right.
I'm gonna have to learn to keep my mouth shut till I know he's unpleasant.
Oh, what?
On anything, I just need to keep my mouth shut.
Nope. We don't do the go along to get along thing around here.
I feel like I'm hearing everything I have to say.
That's half the fun.
You think?
Well, I don't know what wants to say.
Oh, my gosh.
She's gonna say, you did good.
Yep.
Just get with, Celine, she's got a little checklist.
Boss doesn't like it though, so. She did not, she does not like, she goes, I don't do it that way and I don't like it that way. So,
There you go.
yes, ma'am,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
Don't do it.